Welcome back to The Grind, and in this video we're going to talk about the Cavalier Purgatory boss. She has rampaging authority, so she'll go unstoppable and unblockable when she hits a certain point in her cycle. She has Prey on the Feeble and Pilfer, as well as Aggression Fury, as well as improved power gain. So champions that gain a lot of buffs will have a higher chance of giving her extra power. But thankfully her special attacks are easy to avoid. The first one has multiple hits, you just have to create space to stay away from it. And the second special attack is also very simple to avoid, is a hit and then a long range beam, but it's just one hit. You have to dash as the beam is coming closer to you. So very simple to evade both of them, and you'll probably end up baiting out a lot of special 2s because of the improved power gain. The heavy attack is something to keep in mind as well. It does have 3 hits. The final hit is a longer range. Now you can pretty much use any champion. The one thing, because of the nodes, you'll have to consider is the gray circle, the charges she's gaining. Once she gets to 100, she's going to go into this enraged phase where she is going to have an unstoppable buff and all her special attacks are going to be unblockable. So as soon as you hit that phase, you have to be careful of the unstoppable buff, but you can just wait it out with any champion. Now with Dr. Doom, if you land a heavy attack before activating that, it will nullify the unstoppable buff and you won't have to worry about it. Or you can just throw off a special 1 to nullify it as well. So any nullified champion will work, but there is the unblockable special attack. Now, again, you can use any champion for this, and if you don't want to worry about the unstoppable phase, you can just slow play it so that the charges fall off, because the charges do decay with time if you are not attacking the opponent. So the example I'm using is just with Nick Fury. There is nothing particular about how he is countering this fight except for that I'm slow playing a little bit with him, and when you throw off special attacks, it allows some downtime because his special attacks are slower. That allows more time for those charges to decay. And then if you just evade a couple times, wait a little bit, bait out a special attack, and allow the charges to decay, you never have to push her to 100 and will never have to deal with the unstoppable buff. And Nick Fury deals a lot of damage, so he's able to burn through a lot of the health pool even without pushing her to 100 charges. Now if you don't want to slow play it and you don't want to deal with the nullify option or the power control option like Dr. Doom, you can use champions that have access to slow, because you can see we pushed her to 100 charges, but we had a slow buff active, so we do not have to worry about the unstoppable buff. We do still have to worry about the unblockable special attacks during this phase, but because we have access to a slow debuff, she does not go unstoppable. This allows us to completely ignore that component of the nodes and allows the fight to be a lot more smooth, and you don't have to worry about aggressive play and pushing her to 100 charges. You just have to make sure you keep a slow buff active, or you're able to access a slow buff after she goes unstoppable. So Red Guardian, She-Hulk, Spider-Gwen, even the new Chang-Chi will work very well, all of which have access to slows, and there's many other champions that do have access to slow debuffs. Any of them will do fine for this fight. Captain America Infinity War is another fantastic option because he basically ignores unstoppable buffs when he has one of his kinetic charges. So you just have to play normal. Also, his natural play style with Parry Heavy is a very slow play option, so you probably won't even push her to 100 charges. Now Quake is definitely an option as well. There really is nothing to prevent her from working for this fight. Ghost, on the other hand, is a little bit more tricky because when Purgatory captures a tech champion's soul, you will get an armor break every time she fills a bar of power, and when she has an armor break, Ghost cannot phase and therefore cannot go get the all crits on her special attacks and can't phase and intercept in that way. As you can see there, she goes over a bar of power and we have an armor break applied to us. Now you could just wait out this armor break. It does not last that long, but if Purgatory gains power quickly throughout the fight, she can fill up power very quick and you'll have armor breaks reapplying throughout the fight. So Ghost is really not an ideal option and I wouldn't recommend it. Now, another option would be Human Torch. If you use the pre-fight ability, then you will have Nova Flame active for the entire fight. If you do not use the pre-fight ability, Purgatory is immune to Incinerate, so you will not be able to do your damage that way, but you could build up to a special 3 to go into Nova Flame. But as you can see, as Purgatory is a Mystic champion, you gain your charges very quickly, so that if you do have the pre-fight on, then you would be able to do a lot of damage and they would last very long. So that is an option if you need it. So I do hope this video was helpful. Good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video.